everyone, and welcome to the new live stream. Today we are Tuesday, the 12th of April. The weather is better as well, so is my mood. I hope everyone is doing fine. Hello Elena, hello Alejo, welcome on Twitch. And hi Mia, I hope you all had a good weekend. And hi Mamadek, and thank you so much for your research for your third month. That's very nice to you, and I'm so glad that you are with us for this stream. And hi King Daisy 64, welcome everyone. So I haven't launched the game, which I should do right away because it will take time. What news do I have for you? The A-frame set is going to be published tomorrow. I was waiting for Katie Merrill to do her video about it, where she basically made a build using my Windows, and she will publish the video tomorrow. So I think like in the afternoon, probably, most like my afternoon. I'll be leaving here in a bit to pick up my kiddos from school, but I'll be back, of course. Kiddos first. So I'm excited about it. I'm also really excited to see her build, to see what she did with it. She did send me some work in progress, and it looked amazing. So this is something I'm super happy about it. And I also almost finished the set that I started last. Did we? No, I didn't. Come on, the boss is asking. Hang on. So I made like a set about, it's a bedroom for students basically. So this is almost finished, but I do need to do some more testing, especially with the beds, and I made some closets. I'm going to show you. Hi Charlie Pancakes, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here as well. So I'm gonna show you. I made like several things that I really like about that set. First is I made a new bed with animated bedding, which I'm always glad to do, even if it takes forever. I'm also thinking about redoing all my thank you, Mamanek. I'm really excited too. I also want to actually play with it. So I was thinking about remaking all my older beds, because I used to make the beds with the blanket and the pillows separated. First, because I didn't know how to do animated bedding, but also because my stuff were too high poly, so separating item was like kind of like erasing traces. Like, this bed is only 5K, and the pillow as well, and the blanket as well, and the throw blanket as well. So at the end, it's like a 20K item, which is not necessary. So I'll probably redo that. And also because since I know how to make them, now I can't even use the one I made before, because I really can't stand having the seams like going through the pillows and the blankets, and so it's kind of useless, especially if you play with Wicked Wind, kind of like destroy the point of it. So that's probably something I'm going to do. But I do like having lots and lots of pillows on the beds. First, because for the decoration it adds a lot, but also because it's a bit more realistic. I have a lot of pillow on my bed, and what I do when I go to sleep is I take all the pillow and I throw them in the corner of my room, and in the morning I put them back. So I asked Ravashin how to do draggable item in live mode, and now the pillows are actually yes, for threading, where they clip into the bedding, or the bedding doesn't work. Yes, exactly. So I made special sort for the pillows. That means that only the pillows will snap to the bed, not the other item. And while you are in live mode, you can actually drag the pillow on the floor. So it's like super easy. You don't have to go in build mode to like move it. So you're gonna have pillows and you can just drag them. So I think it's pretty cool. And if you forgot to remove them, the Sims can still go to sleep through the pillow. But at least, you know, if you don't care, then it's okay. But if you actually want to see them sleep or see them do other stuff, then you can. How clever! I find it so annoying with decorative pillow in game. The Sims like inside the mess. Exactly. So that's something we probably going to be able to do, like for like most pillows or through blankets. Like even sometimes I put them on couches and everything. So basically, obviously, not everything is going to be effective because I've made 3,000 items. So I don't have the strength to update all of them. But starting from now on, I'm going to use that system. Basically, I gave my pillows the slots of curtains. So you might have curtains slotting to your bed, but it's kind of easily avoidable. Evening, Symmetra. I hope everyone's doing good. Watching and making bimbo videos. That sounds delicious. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome in. So that's one thing that I like. Also, last Thursday when we made the build, I actually never played with the closets from Get Together because I thought they were taking a lot of spaces and I didn't understand the point. And you told me that's because of Woohoo. I didn't know because I never played with them. So because we made like a nightclub and we probably need a Woohoo place because, you know, we never know. I made some that are actually high, like how to say, like that goes through, not through, to the ceiling. So you can have a full wall of closet if you want. And I made a base game version. So the base game version basically is just a closet, but that you can put on the wall. Hi, Tin and Mary, welcome and thank you for your follow. They won't have the woohoo animation. They're actually not animated. It's just like kind of like a painting. So if you don't have anything behind, that's also fine. What else do I have? I have many plants. Like I made from some hanging plants. Okay, let me clean a bit. I need it there. Too much. So let me show you. So this is the final set. We're missing a window here. It's not really important, but I think it's because I move everything for this. This is we're going to check after. So I'll just move them here. Right. So as you can see, this is my my new bed. And here are the pillows I'm talking about. So basically you can drag them, and if you go over here, it will snap. And if it's like, okay, if you have the BB move object on, then it will stay at the same height, which is not likely. So it's better if you have it on, because then it can go on the floor and it's actually more accurate. Hi Emilian, welcome and thank you for your follow. So that's cool. And then you can ask her to go to sleep, and the bedding is animated as it should. Oh, also nice thing I added. So I made like a chair. So it's a basic chair with lots of colors. You have like all the wooden tone that I often use, and then like many colors. And this is a closet. It's like Macy closets that you this is what I do. Usually I have like some messy clothes on my chair. Basically the thing that I won't wash right away and I want to reuse during the week, because especially the pants, I usually wear them twice or 3 times before washing them. So you can create a bit of mess having you know, like the messy clothes. And then you have 2 different closets. So so I call this millennial because you're supposed to be like have no money, because this is a cheap set. Like everything is like not expensive. So it's basically something that you can play with when you start your game. So you have either the get to work version, which is the classical closets. I made it smaller, so now it's only 4 tile and not 6, because like the regular one I think was like taking too much space, because it was like you have to make like, well, still one. No, it's not that. Yeah. Wow. Whatever. So it's a bit, not that much actually. I thought I made it smaller, but anyway. Where's the guy? He's here. So you can try new outfits. And this one is animated. And I reworked a bit, but like I reused some of the original stuff, and I remade the left part, and we barely see it, so it was kind of useless work, but I did remake the left part. There's another one. Oh yeah, that's the reason one. Charlie Pancakes, thank you. I think the one I cloned was like much bigger. That was the reason I thought, yeah, that's the one. So I cloned that one for the file, and I thought, no, that's too big, because you need like two row, 2 tile. I thought that was too much. So this one is only 1 tile. And this one is base game. It's basically just a closet, so it's kind of like fake one. So there's nothing in here, but if you have a build and you still want closets, but you don't have space, then you can still use it. Hi Maxis World, I'm so glad you're here. I'm showing off my new set. So glad I finished it. Then I made this cute neon. Basically it's like for making selfies, you know, like studying. So boring. And I made new books, so you have like beige, pastels and black and white, and you have everything in Simlish or in English, whatever you. Actually there's a lot of French, because I was not really inspired, so it's Simlish or French. So you have French, and same with this. It was also right after the French election, which had really bad results. So the title I chose in French are a bit depressed, if you know what I mean. But you don't understand, so that's fine. And there's schedule. It's just deco. With like there's like the grocery list, the to-do list, and the column, and basically the planning for studying. And I made Simlish version as well, so you can have what you can imagine whatever you want. Your plant looks so good, thank you. This is super great items. I can't wait to get it, play with my game. Yay! So there's also this notebook, which I was a bit triggered when I was making it, but I thought, you know, with coffee on it, with like the coffee stain on it. So I found an image with like a fake writing, so then I don't have to make Simlish version, because it kind of looked like whatever. Hi Wonder Pinky, welcome in. And some plants. So there's four. And 4 of them. Thank you for your follow. And I made them for all wall height. So basically there's the short one for short wall. The only thing that changes is like the end of it. because if you put them like next to each other, they will be the exact, no, not that one. The exact same size in here. It's just this that goes longer. But then, if you have the BB move objects, then you can probably raise them up. BB move objects, yes. And that's the reason I usually like to make them objects on the floor, because then you can raise them. Because if I make object like falling from the ceiling, then you can't raise them anymore. So usually I'd rather have the exact same height and then put them on the floor, so it actually looks like they're hanging on from the ceiling. But then you can move them if you want with 9 and 0. Love the decoration, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's it. I'm saying that I think I made a misspell. I made a misspell in all of them because I didn't know how to spell millennial before doing this set. And actually millennial have 2 N. Did you know? So I keep doing the mistake, even if now I'm supposed to be knowing. Right, so, oh, and the shelves. So those shelves, they're also pretty basic, but last time I built, I actually realized that I didn't have any basic shelves. So those are basic shelves, 1 tile, so you can, they're not seamless, but you can kind of make them longer if you want. They're not seamless because there's this thin line of white that kind of keep them from being seamless. But and all those shelves are also a lot of colors, so all my wooden colors and basically all my palettes that I often like to use. And for the bed we have the beige one, and black and white and blue and pink and green, and there is this dark red as well, and this side table that have lots of colors as well. Same with those. Usually all those are sorted to the bed. So I don't know how when I'm going to release it, because love that green and gray. I barely use red because personally I don't like red in real life, either for clothes or for my interior. So I always forgot to add them, and I also always forgot that other people do like red. So usually in my color palettes I only have like blue, green and pastels or darker color. Like for example, I really like navy blue. So my item always have navy blue, but they rarely have the red. But there are some people that like the red. So I'm trying to not forget now that when I'm creating that, you know, people probably have different tastes than me. Hopefully, too. There you go. And the neon is basically white, and whatever color you choose for it will actually color the neon. So you can change the color to whatever you want. If you want blue, if you want this light green. Hi Oscar. I bought a new warming blanket I told you about last time. I was too cold and I don't want to. This is not the right one. That's fine. I forgot my warming blanket to my father, and I thought I was going to wait until the next time I'm gonna see him to take it back. I'm too cold in my house and the heater is not working at the moment. There you go. So I don't know when I'm going to publish it. Probably this weekend, because I still need to I want to try all the interaction about the beds and everything, and also because I'm going to publish the collaboration with Kate Emerald tomorrow. I probably just wait a little so I don't publish 2 things in a row. Yeah. Then, right now I'm working on a very small set for TSR. So my first idea was to create my own tea set from the Wedding Stories DLC. So if you don't own the set, let me show you. No. Let me show you. So in the new DLC, we have now tea set. So this one is pretty ugly. This one is cute. So basically, it's like a teapot. And when you click on it, it can prepare. I'm going to do the opposite. So long story short, I gave up because it's too complicated. Because basically, this works like a food item, so it needs recipes, and the teapot is a separated item that is used as a prop. So that means I was going to have to create this item, then the teapot of the lid. So the teapot is a prop, and the lid is a prop of the teapot. And then there's the drinks that are basically drinks recipe. And I was like, I'm not good enough. I don't control. I'm not handling modding enough to do that, and that would be like a lot of work with like 10 files, hours. So I gave up. So unfortunately, and I'm really sorry, you will have these amazing tea sets, but not functional, because that would be too much work, and I'm not sure I'll be able to do it just by myself, like having the functional tea sets. That said, this had so much potential, I can totally understand. Yeah, I really like, I was going for it. Like this morning, I made this tea set yesterday. I meshed everything, and this morning I was okay. Now I'm going to make the package, and I was like extracting the object tuning, and then I tried it, and I was it was working. But you know, as soon as the Sims actually like take the teapot, it changes from the original one, because it's like a coded animation. So it's like, oh, so then I need to change the teapot. So I try to export the object tuning, try to change the prop, because this is something I did with my food. Like when the Sims like take like a croissant from a tray, when he's eating it, it's actually not the same croissant. You have to make the prop. And then I saw that the lid was still on, and then I tried changing, and then it bugged, and then I was like, yeah, okay. I think I don't have enough. I wasn't even sure if I had to like do it in 32-bit, like some food, you have to do that. So yeah, so I decided to like let it. It's too much work for. It's too much work. Maybe I can make a separate teapot that can be a brewer. That probably something that I'm gonna do. It's much easier. Which one? I think it's yeah, that one. I probably make okay, I can place it because I need a counter, because this is an appliance. So I probably make a brewer. I make a separate teapot, and that can be a brewer. So you can still have something functional. But yeah, the tray is, I don't even know if I can do it. Like, I think I have the theory of it, but I'm not even sure I can do it. I mean, Sarah, it's so complicated, and I appreciate your effort. You're really nice. Still prettier than the college living deco ones, I agree. Yeah. This one was a bit probably rushed, because it's not... oh, you're talking about that one. Yeah. This one looks a bit rushed, because it's, I don't know, like the details are not really nice compared to other items. Even that one is a bit weird. Like the shininess is a bit weird. This was nice. Better. So I decided to make like a Japandi corner. This is for TSR, so I'm trying to make like small sets for TSR. I actually noticed that I have very few tables, square tables. I usually like make like two tiles table, but I have very few small table, and particularly I have very few that has the wooden swatches like how I do now, and not with the too realistic that I don't like anymore. So I actually quite like that one, but then it doesn't fit my swatches. So I thought that this is what we are going to do tonight, a table. So table is very easy to do. So if you're starting, if you're a beginner, this is something you can definitely start with. It's pretty simple to do. And also my boyfriend is sick, so I don't want to get to bed too late, so I can take care of him. It's nothing serious, and it's not COVID either, thankfully. But he's got fever and stuff, so yeah. I think everyone is sick right now. It feels like it's either everyone thought it was summer or something, and everyone, like, I don't know, maybe he got out in t-shirts, or I don't know. And those chairs, I cheated a little, but basically they are the chair that I made for my Petit Chef set. So when I made the Petit Chef set, which is like a kid set for kids. So this is like very small compared to regular chairs, because it's supposed to be toys for kids. This is I used the Ravashine and Pandasama collaboration to make this kitchen. So this one is functional, so the kids can play with it. A lot of people are actually, I do agree, like I went training yesterday and half the people were sick. So yeah, I think it's either like a virus, like nothing like the COVID, but basically something that running around. Or maybe everyone thought it was, yay, summer, but no. We have a saying in French that says, so it's rhyme, so it's difficult to translate, but it says that in April, don't remove your clothes, and in May, you can do whatever you want. So it's, en avril, ne te découvre pas d'un fil, mai, fais ce qu'il te plaît. And usually we say that because it's April, it's sunny, so everyone's like, yay, summer! And, they all remove their jackets and stuff like that, and they get sick because, it's still freezing. But also, we don't have heater, so maybe he just, like, caught a cold because it's freezing at home. He's coughing. French accent, yeah. Right, so about this table. So if you're a beginner, this is the best for you probably to start with, because it's basically often very square, because it's symmetrical, because you can use the proportion of EA items. So basically you just take EA item and you just like clone it. Right. So the only problem now is we have to choose which one we are going to do. And I started making some research on Pinterest, but I haven't found one that I really like. So we might have to maybe make a mix. Maybe. So so it's called How About Tea. Again, very inspired name that I've been searching for a very long time. So I'm going to remove the cat so we can better see. So first I wanted to do something like this, which I found quite cute, but I thought then it was not enough versatile. And because right now I'm actually playing, I want to make furniture that I want to use in my play. So I thought maybe something like this, but it kind of looked a bit like what I already made. So that one I like, that one as well. And that one is also very close. There. No. Yeah, I think that one is my favorite, and that one will probably works better. I don't know, I really like that one too. Maybe not that one. But I'm going to ask you, and you are going to participate in choosing this. So I'm going to launch a poll. I always forgot how to do that. In here, create a poll. Yes, new. Which table? So left pick, middle pick, or right picture. You have 1 vote by people. You have 5 minutes. Go. Go. So I'm going to vote as well. That stuff though. Which one do I want? Right or middle? I think I want the middle one. Oh, you all want the right one. Well, you still have 4 minutes, so you can still decide. And after that, I think I'm going to make like some tea can, so you can have like a small tea corner. Oh no, I say I was going to make the brewer. How is a brewer made? I think it's like, I never made a brewer, I think. Or did I? I think I did. I think I made a boiler, which is kind of the same. I think it's kind of like a coffee machine. I think it's like a coffee machine where you have like different states for empty, full, and etc. But I like the legs of the left one. I don't like the top part. I don't like either. I think I'm going to stay on a square one, especially since I want to be able to make it a square, like a one tile table, and then maybe we can stretch in to make like a larger one. But the first one needs to be square, and I think that shape works really well with square. So yeah, this is basically this, but because my teapot is like closed, then I won't have to do all of this anyway. But I can actually maybe put like a tea bag out of it. When it's like empty, it doesn't have the tea bag, and when it's like this, it has a tea bag, like meaning like something is brewing. That could be a nice way to show that it's there's something in it without having to show inside, because this is supposed to be transparent. I think we don't see it here, but this is supposed to be like glass or plastic or something. Right, so I think the right picture is winning. I'm not surprised, because every time I do a poll, people choose the most difficult one. So I could have guessed without having to choose the poll. I think like people wants to test me, maybe. It's not really difficult, but it's the most difficult one, I think. it's not finished yet, so you can still bring your friends and try to like make a coup. But I think I saw the right one too often already. I was actually thinking maybe I can do the right one, but instead of having this like in here, which I would probably oui, je suis française, Alice. Like if it was my table, I would probably je sais. I would probably be annoyed by having this like right in my knees. So I was thinking maybe we could have like this shape, but the height of this in the middle being higher, like in this table. And I know you probably like say a lot, Maxis, but since I play only with my CC, I don't have one. I've never made one like that, and I want one. You are so pretty, beautiful charisma. Thank you, Pepimas. I like the right and left. It's ultimately up to what you want to make. Well, I like them. I like all of three of them. So I'm fine with whatever you want me to do. So yeah, so probably having like this X shape, but having this higher in here. So it's more, okay, so it's the right picture, that one. Comment ça se passe pour faire du CC? J'aimerais bien essayer, mais je sais pas comment on fait. Eh bien, tu es au bon endroit parce que je vais faire un CC en direct. Là, on va commencer, on va faire de A à Z. Comment on fait A à Z. So, this person, Alice, is French and asking me, how do we make CC? So I told her that she's in the right place because we are going to make CC today. And we are going to make the table that was chosen. So, first, we are going to open Scenes 4 Studio, which is a software that allows us to export any Scenes 4 game assets. We are going to click on Create 3D Mesh and Object. And here, we are going to look for a table. So, since I want to do a square table, I'm going to choose a dining 1 by 1. You have to be careful about the name because some table looks like they are square, but they are actually side table, like the one I clicked. Like this one look like a table, but it's actually a side table, an end table. So when you're making dining table, they will have special slots for Sims to be able to eat at them. So it's important to choose a dining table and not any other kind of table or coffee table, because sometimes coffee table also looks like some table because they are always so high, which is weird. So most table 1 by 1 tile are round. The only one that is not round is that one, but it has some glass and I don't need glass. So I want, oh, actually that's that one too. Okay, let's pick that one then. So I'm picking that one and click next. And I'm going to call it table. Tu fais quoi comme job? Tu bosses dans la création de contenu en général ou tu le fais sur ton temps libre? J'ai commencé en tant que hobby et puis c'est devenu mon travail. Donc aujourd'hui, je fais ça à plein temps. Right. So first, I'm changing the name of it. So this set is called How About Tea? And that will be a dining table 1 by 1. Then I have a text I always replace in here with my website, and this is maybe 99. And then I'm going to export it because I want to keep the proportion of it, and that's very important if I want to know, because basically I want to know where the chairs will be slotted to this table and where people are going to be eating. And most importantly is the height. I never change the height of tables, because then it can be compatible with lots of stuff, especially the OMSP stuff. But also the animation of the Sims, and like basically anything that Sims will do with this table won't be weird, and the chair won't have like weird proportion to it. So basically when it's like something like this, like the coffee table, you don't care, because coffee table is only like for putting decoration. But for eating something, because it's animated and stuff, you basically want to keep exactly the proportion. And if you want to make like a bigger table, you probably want to clone a table that will be 2 tile. Hi KGKT Top GG, welcome. So I'm opening this. Here I'm hitting 5 if I want to go back to my, I think it's called orthonormal view. And I'm going to put the shading into solid, because I don't need to have the textures. There's many layers in here that I won't need. I won't need the camera, I don't need the lamp, and I won't need the rig. So I'm deleting them. And I'm going to activate my screencast key in here, so you can see whatever shortcut I'm using, in case you want to do the same. There. First thing I'm always doing is I often get rid of the drop shadow. This is not something you have to do if you want to keep the drop shadow. Drop shadow is basically the very strong shadows you can see under the item. So if you're doing maxi match item, it's probably better that you keep it. But personally, I don't like it, because I do find it too strong. I'm not against the idea of having a drop shadow, but I do find the one in game really too strong, especially since the item do cast shadows. So it's kind of like, doesn't make sense for me. So I'm just reduce it very, very, very tiny, and I'm hiding it in here. Then I'm going to remove completely that one, and I'm going to duplicate the first one that I have hidden in here by hitting Shift D, and by giving the mesh cut 1. Mesh cuts are basically a number that you will give your mesh, so that the software will understand which one is it. So in this item in particular, we have 2 drop shadow and 1 fong being the mesh. So the 0 is the tiny bit that we hide in the table. The 1 is the other one that we hid as well. And the 2 is the table. For now, we are going to keep it, because again, we want to keep the proportion. One thing I'm going to do as well, I'm too stupid so that I'm pretty sure you're not. It's very, it's not as difficult as it looks. So one thing I'm going to do is adding a background image of the table we're doing. I usually don't do that when I'm by myself, because I have a second stream, so I just put my reference image on my left screen. But just so you are able to see the reference when I'm working, I'm going to put it here just for you. So I'm just going to make it smaller and move it like this. Hi Kylie, how are you? Thank you for being here. There. So we can see that we are going to start by the top, because basically then we don't need the rest of the table. The top is the most important. So basically we will start with a square. I'm really good, thank you. So Shift A, cube, and we are adding a cube. Je vais réaliser, bonne soirée, à bientôt. Au revoir, bonne révision. And the cube, we are going to resize approximately the size of our table, like this. And then we go in edit mode, and we are going to move the top with the snap with the edge to the top of the table in here. And the bottom we don't need to snap it, we actually put wherever we want. So if you do maxis match, the game usually like make really thick shape. I often like it in between. Like I don't like when it's like too thin, even if it's the most realistic proportion. But I do think the items are sometimes, not often, but sometimes a bit too thick. So usually I like having them a bit thinner. Sib, you make it look so easy, but when I try, I just want to cry. No, you just have to be patient and you get there. Like, obviously I was not that fast when I started. And I think it took me maybe 3 weeks to make my first item. I think my first item, just figuring out how Sims 4 Studio work was already something. Do you do all your CC yourself? I do, at least only for build by item. No, I tried to do CIS and that was maybe one day I'll try again. I did make some recolors, but that really counts. Not really. Right. So here we can see in our example that the bottom of the table is a bit, yeah, it's a bit. So I'm going to move it like this. Right. And it might be still too small in here. Then we are going to use some bevel. I know Maxis is a bit addicted right now by bevel, but you don't have to. Basically, EA don't use it very often, but I do find that it makes the item look so much better. So before using my bevel, I often sharp it. I love bevel. Yeah, bevel is a love story. And I will going to add my edge split modifier right away. So the edge split modifier, basically, if you don't use it, by default, the Sims will apply the smooth to your item, and it will look very lumpy and ugly, like this. Hi Sarah Sims, thank you for your follow and welcome in. So to avoid that and to keep your sharp edges, you are going to add an edge split modifier. And basically here you can change the settings about how much you want the angle to be sharp. So you can either set, I'm deciding which one. So that way you can just select the one that you want to be sharp manually with the sharp one. Or you can let the software decide, and you say every angle that is above, below 30 degrees will be straight. So whatever works for you. I usually use them both just in case. So then I'm selecting my edges in here, and the bevel is basically as if we were cutting the edges. So Control B and adding some bevel. And you can see that it adds a very nice touch to the table. And then look at our model. I think we have a slight curve edges, and that's probably better if you have kids, because kids have the tendency to be like attracted by those corners, because kids are a bit suicidal. So just for the kids, we are going to make them a bit smoother like this. How long does a table take to be ready? This one is like very simple. So if I was not talking, I would probably be able to do it in an hour. But since I'm talking a lot and explaining all the steps, it's probably going to take us like from start to finish, modeling, texturing, and putting it in Sims and Sim Studio, probably maybe 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. Depends on how chatty am I. And depend also if my cat is not annoying, because usually she's like going in and out and in and out, stuff like that. Cat, then, right? So, little corner in here. All right. And here you can see that I did put some sharps in here, but not in the middle. So we have a very nice curve stuff. I sometimes lack vocabulary, I'm sorry. Right, so then the foot. So the foot, we have cylinder, and then we have the thing in here. So we are going to study if I'm going to like do it in once, or if we are going to, but I think we are going to do it. I don't know. Speaking of cat, I think I said a few months ago that I was trying to convince Maren to get away, and she did. Yay! That's great news. So did you adopt like a baby one, or did you go in a refuge or something, like a rescue shelter? That's great. Cats are so cute. If it wasn't for my boyfriend, I think I would get a second one. He doesn't want to. Next, so for the foot, we are going to create a cylinder like this. So cylinders are tricky because they have a lot of polygons. So this is the best way to have a way too high poly item if you don't control them. So depending on like how big is your item, I can't say always use 8 or 16 because it really depends on the size. Like basically, if you're doing like a 4 tile, so this is 4 tile table, you probably want to add more so it looks more round. But if it's like a very tiny item, like a closed rod, for example, then 6 is basically enough because it will be so small. I think I'm reducing the table. No, that's fine. It will be so small that we won't be able to see the difference. Right? So I'm going to go in the middle. I also need to think about this part in here. So if I don't have enough, that will be too big. So I think I'm going to try with 8. Hi 4612. Cats are so cute, but I have a dog. I love dog, but for me they smell too much. That's the only reason I don't have dogs. It's like because they smell too much, and I have a very, very sensitive nose, and I can't stand the smell. But dogs are really cute. My neighbors all around me have dogs, so that's fine for me because I have like all the pets without the car. I don't have to take care of them and I don't have to work them, but whenever I want to play with them, I just go in my garden and they always come, and especially the one in the front is like a very small bulldog. So very cute. I have 1 dog and 2 cats, all boys. That might be very messy. So here sometimes the proportion can be a bit tricky because sometimes you start with a size and after a while you see that it's not really the right size. So we'll see. For now I'm going like this. I can also put the 3D cursor as pivot point, select my bottom and hit SZ0, and that will automatically put whatever plane I have selected where is my 3D cursor. With that one, I'm going to toggle the snap tool in here and snap it to the table in here. It can be sometimes, but they're good boys. They do not make a lot of face. That's nice. Good boys. So this face above in here, we don't need it. We don't see it. So that's extra polygon that we won't use. So we can delete it. Faces. Then we are going to move this to the corner of the table. I have to disable the snap now. So it's not like completely at the end of it. If we see the example, it's actually pretty in the middle. So this is like a two tile. So we have to think it like it's a square one, but it's still not that close to the edges. So it's probably more be around somewhere like here. And if we want it to be like super symmetrical, I'm going to like make it here. We also want to create like the thing that will go in here, like I don't know, like this part in the middle. So I need the face of my octagon to be facing somewhere, and it will be much easier if I'm keeping it auto normal, as long as like once I'm like creating it, it's always easier in Blender to use like X and Y to like move stuff. So I will shape the foot on the X axis, and after I'm going to rotate it here. So basically I want this side to face here, so I can extrude it more easily. So right now I can see that, where's my table? My table is a bit far. So let's put it smaller and let's bring it closer to my table. I do think yes. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because my table was not that far before. So I think I reduced it with my cylinder earlier. There. So now my table is too close. I have a French bull, 3 years old. Oh, that's cute. I have a Maltese. What is Maltese? I'm really bad at like the breed. Maltese. Oh, that's the fluffy white one. So now we can see that the leg is too thick, so I'm going to reduce it. But instead of like scaling it and kind of losing the fact that it was snapped to the top and snapped to the floor, I'm going to hit S Shift Z. That means I'm going to rescale it, but I won't touch the Z axis. And then I can reduce the size of it. So this I'm gonna hide. And the cat is back. Pee-wee. Coucou. 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 Yeah. Yeah, Peppy are cute. My cat is cute. And she's the boss. She's definitely the boss. Right, so I'm going to extrude. Oops. I'm going to extrude like a piece of the, oh damn it, I can't find my words. A piece of the leg, I guess. Here. So in edit mode, I'm going to add a ring, and then Control B, and I'm actually going to subdivide that ring. Here, I'm going to choose that face. I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to SZ to resize it only on Z, right? And yeah, maybe not that much, like this. And then I'm going to extrude again, like this. And basically here, if I want it to look like it's a curve, we have to, how can I make this easier? I probably do something like this. So I will add a ring in here. I'm going to resize this with the sniping tool, SZ, and I want it to match in here. And here I'm going to select this edge loop, remove the snap tool, and use some bevel. Easy peasy. And now if I use the smooth, it actually looks quite good. So you can see here, because I have 30% that this is sharp, but if I actually change it to 60, it will be less sharp. Don't want to be old. It's okay to be old. It's much better than you imagine, actually. I'd rather be old than go back to being young again. Okay, and then we could try to make it a bit rounder, because this is round. So for that, we could add one, maybe two ring, like this. And here we no, maybe just one. One is enough. I'm going to choose all of this. And the loop tool, circle. And then you can probably that's something I never tried before. So let's try circle, and this one I also want circle, but I want less of it. No, like this, like this. Ah, interesting. So maybe this one is 50, next one will be 30. Circle, and this one is 20, and this one is 10. That's not bad. We probably want this to be a bit, so this is the reason I told you that it's easier if we keep it on auto normal, because right now I'm going to use SY, and if we went through the diagonal, we wouldn't be able to do that. So SY, yeah, to make it a bit cylinderish. That doesn't really exist, but I'm French, so I can use whatever word I want. There. Now my only problem is like this is probably too, but I'm pretty sure if I bevel this, it will look awful. Yes, this is a bit awful. So was it though? Maybe I could add this, because the bevel is like what I did just before is really something that you have to avoid at any cost, because this shape in here that create n-gons, and that's really bad for yes, save, thank you, and drink. That's really bad for either texturing and in-game, so you should try to keep polygon, like quad or 3 at all costs. So sometimes to avoid that, you have to actually take this in consideration. Still not really nice. Maybe this one. That's much better. I think we go with this. Yep. So now that we are done with this shape, now we can rotate it as we want. So I'm going to put my 3D cursors to the middle in here, Shift S, cursor to selected, and then I'm selecting the leg and putting my pivot point to 3D cursor and go -45. Here I have to go maybe in here. All right. And actually, it doesn't really go in the center. It goes first in here and then in the center. So that was probably not necessary. And we'll probably instead go somewhere around here. Yep. And the opposite, I'm going to go back a little and remove these faces because we probably don't need them. Then I'm going to create a small pivot in here with some sharp on both ends. And then I'm going to, in edit mode, select that one, bring back my pivot point to the middle, and I'm going to duplicate by hitting Shift D. And here I'm going to rotate it around my pivot point to bring in front. So Control M, Y, which will mirror it on Y. And anytime you hit mirror, it will invert the normals. So you have to flip direction so you can, put the normal back on. Here we have to connect everything back together. So the easier is actually to duplicate that part. And I'm going to bring back completely horizontal like here, and also completely in here. And now we have to create something. So I'm probably going to create something like this. Doesn't work. I'm trying to think. Maybe first like this. All right. Like this. In here. This one was probably too much. And here, 1, 2, and oops, here, 1, 2, in here. Okay, and then we have this part I can probably just, yeah. And that's connected. Ta-da. My blanket is cold again. Cool beans. Yeah. I need a stretch one. Because it's crazy how the body like lose his habit very quickly. Like I barely trained the 3 last week because I had injection in my knees. So I went training yesterday and I feel like I haven't been training for 12 years. It hurts everywhere. Why? It's like you stop going for 3 weeks and the body is like completely forget, oh no, I thought we stopped doing that. Such a traitor. All right. So this is in here. So now, before sweeping it to the other side, we're actually going to unwrap it so we don't have to do it twice. So let's separate the foot. And while we unwrap, we have to think about the texture. So I'm actually probably going to separate stuff in here because that's probably how it's been done in real life. And that would be nice to have like a apparent seam line in here. So this is Maxim. And then I'm going to put a seam line in here. Hi, Dreamy Scrappy, how are you? That's a very cute emote. I don't know where you got it, but it's very cute. In here. And in here and here. So that's for the legs. And for those parts, same, I'm going to add one in here, and then I'm probably going to go in here. So this one is maybe not here. All right, like this, Maxim. And then this one is a bit tricky. I don't really know how to do it actually. I might want to use in the loop tool. There's another tool that I really like is space. So it will basically put all the vertices at equal distance. So I might bring back a bit of kind of symmetry, but then if I go on the side, I might want to try to bring back, no, that's a bit weird. Maybe circle this. Circle, yes. And then I can bring back on my symmetry. All right. Now, so how do I unwrap this? I have no idea. I think I'm just going to go in here. That's probably the best. because that will be under it, so we won't see it. So it's from Pan Peekaboo, such a talented artist. Her community name is The Potager and her follower are the Pumpkins. Oh, that's so cute. I'm fine. I have plenty of good news today. Hope you're all doing well in here. Yes, we are. What kind of good news? I love good news. I really want some good news. Tell us, share. Please give us your good news. So while the pivot point in the middle, I'm selecting my legs in here. Shift D, Control M to mirror, and X. No, I forgot to put the pivot point to 3D cursor. Control M, X. And now it's copied in the mirror, so I just need to flip direction to put back the normals as it was supposed to be. And we are done. The only thing I don't really like is I feel like while it was working for the two thighs table, it doesn't really work well for this table. The fact that the foot is that close to the center. So I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to move my legs a bit farther. So I'm going to go GX minus 0.7 and then individually GY 0.07 and GY minus 0.7. Right, and this is a bit not aligned, so we do have to align it again. So if I put my 3D cursor in here and I select that part, not you, I can probably maybe not you as either. Okay, another thing I can do is just probably basically just remove this, and I'm going to restart this. Faces and you too. So I'm just selecting this, put it far in here, maybe. Financial good news, some allowances I finally get. Such a relief. That's good. That's great news. I'm happy for you. Edge loop. All right, so now that we're ready, we can go back to it. Put back the pivot point at the center. Control Y. No, I forgot to put my pivot point to 3D cursor. Control M Y, and flip direction. And then I can just take this one. Actually, I'm going to directly take this one and bring it back to my horizontal like this in here, and selecting both ends. And hi Florida, how are you? And circle. And then I can rematch those together. Like this. And now I can just reconnect everything. So basically you go with that, damn it. You go, something, yeah, that's the reason. I thought, why it's not working? Because if you basically just click this H and click F, it's not working. Oh, this one also have one. Faces. So, damn it. Okay, let's start again. I'm going to remove those. So I select these, but then if I connect them, it will go by itself. Like this, like this, like this, and those as well, and those as well, this one, this one, this one, and here, here, tac, tac. Et voilà. What's being made today just got here. We're making a table. We have this table basically. I'm worn out but good. Thank you for asking. Oh, that happens. Small kitchen table, yes, to go with the tea set that I'm making. Hi Grace Ramo, thank you for your follow and welcome in. So remaking my mark seams, and then we put some edge, I think it was around here. I'm actually going to unwrap the top as well. Mark seam, so I can check already if it's everything's fine, and everything looks fine, I think. All right, so now that we have a better looking table, I can select those parts, put my pivot point to the center and make sure my pivot point in here, and then Shift D, Control M, X to mirror it on X. And I'm going to flip direction, and I just forgot to actually reduce this. So while my center is still here, I'm going to select this and hit SX0, so it will bring it to where my 3D cursor is. And same with that one, is X0, and now they are both on the center. So when I will, where is it? Where I will mesh tool, remove doubles, it will remove all the doubles that were on the same places, so basically here. So now I can remove the edge loop, and I have one and only mesh, basically. So we are done with the mesh, and it looks much better now. Much better. I think it will go really good with the chair I made earlier. I go to work on my doors. I have one that I can't get the inside frame to texture, so I'm sure I screwed something out. You probably forgot to unwrap it before separating it. So basically, usually what I do when I'm making a door is like I make one item, I unwrap it. I think it was one item. Then I make the texture, then I actually test the texture, and once I'm sure it's everything, I cut at the very end to separate everything. If we're sharing good news, I'm graduating from college in a few weeks. Yay! Moving in with a friend in June. Also yay! And I don't know, I guess that's it. I'm looking for jobs though. So hopefully in a weeks I can get a job in my field. That's really good. What's your field? That's great news. So I'm going to unwrap everything, but this one I'm going to choose conformal because I want to keep the square. Now the most important part is to actually put the UV layout in the direction that we want for our texture. Thanks, Guy. I will have a 4-year bachelor's in psychology. Good, very good. And congratulations. Like this, I will put everything vertical so it can take my wood texture. This as well. Actually looks like a bit like a duck. This one I might want to square them out like this. I think it will look better for the texture. We just want to make sure that they are approximately the same size, so the pattern of the texture is the same. Thank you, and to everyone else. Wow, that's really great news. I hope you can find something that you like as well. In here. So when it happens, usually I just move it like 40 degrees and then it works. I have no idea why. Don't ask me why. It's just how it is. It's something I found, and sometimes it just don't want to work, and you just shake it and then it works. All right. And actually that's the one that we are going to make a bit bigger. All right. And okay, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, so now I select everything and Control P to reorganize everything on my UV map. And I'm going to untoggle the rotate because I want everything to stay vertical. And I'm going to add some margin. So usually I go for 0.005. I have found a few jobs of interest, haven't applied yet, but one is a correction counselor for adolescent teenager, and the other one is something similar to a behavior technician at a hospital. Wow, that's super interesting. Hi, welcome Raiders. Thank you, Jessica. I'm so glad to welcome you all. Please have a seat. And welcome everyone. Mia gave me a save, so I shall save. Welcome everyone. Thank you, Poppy Meadows, for the follow. How was your stream, Jessica? Did you succeed in buying a new fridge? Did you happen to build a hospital lot with your CC? I did. I never uploaded the lot on my website, but you can actually find it on my gallery. So if you search Syboulette on the origin, I actually save it there, so you can download it there. I basically used the exact layout from the one from EA, and I just like renovated it with all my CC. Hi Avi, thank you so much. Welcome Raiders. We are making this table. It's kind of a Japanese table because I thought that I was missing some simple tables in my game, and I'm doing a tea set for TSR. So I was missing like a table to put my tea set on it. So tables. Right, so now that we finished this, I'm going to remove the original one, delete, and I'm going to give it my mesh cut 2. We are still low, 1002, it's very nice. So this I'm going to export in OBJ so we can texture it. Selection only, and I untoggle wrap material, save. This I'm going to save, and I can already import it so you can see, without the texture of course, but you can see the shape of our table. Now I'm gonna launch Substance Painter. Like this, and I'm going to click new. And I'm not keeping 4K because this is what I have when you're not here, but when I'm streaming it's usually more difficult, like the handling of memory, so I'm going to do it in 2K, and I'm going to select my table. Okay. So here's my wonderful table. The first thing I'm going to do is to bake my mesh maps. This I can choose 4K, it's fine. So I could put the kitten next time. And then I'm going to change the light because by default it has the panorama, which is very contrasted and not really realistic, too much realistic. So I often like to use either the Studio White Soft, like that one, or if I want it to be like really equal, but then it's like a bit less contrasted, I use the contrasted one. I'm going to make a quick pause to kiss my boyfriend, like kiss from far away because I don't want to get sick. It's contagious maybe. But I'm going to like to wish him good night. In the meantime, I will leave you in the company of Kitten. So this is a camera from a rescue shelter. So please enjoy the kitten while I'm away for 2 minutes. Can I move this maybe? And I'm back. Let me put back my warm blanket. Can Photoshop do the bake? No, I don't think so. Photoshop is able to do that. It's a box full of fur babies, yeah. It's so cute. Oh, they're so tiny. They're really, they're probably like 1 month old. They're not ready. They're not baked. Anyway. So we baked the mesh maps and we changed the lights. So now we are going to apply our wood texture. So usually you could go in your library to find the right texture you want to use and then drag and drop in here. You can see here. But I often use the same one now, though, so I created a smart material from it. So basically what I did to make that is I created all my swatches in here. Then I put them all in a folder and then I hit right click, create smart material. And that way you have all the swatches saved, so you can apply them to any item you want and it will always stay the swatches that you made. Syboulette has a video up on her YouTube channel where she explained the baking process in Blender. Yes. Exactly, thank you. Max is my CC word. The only thing that I might want to change a bit is the roughness, which doesn't fit this item. So I'm just going to create a new fill layer with only the roughness channel, and I'm going to remove all of them, and you will see in your amazed eyes how I will actually remove the shine by lowering this. So I still want a little bit of shine, but not that much. I also rather have this to create here. So here we can see that I actually change and square those, but it doesn't look really well. So I might want to go back to what we actually had. So I'm going to select all 4 of them and unwrap them again. And put them straight again. Actually, we might want to wrap them as angle based because they look more proportioned and symmetric. If you don't have substance, where can you do the bake? Yes, you can do the bake in Blender. That's why I actually used before. I actually changed to Blender quite recently, I think last year. So I was doing my texture with Blender for at least a year before switching. So that's definitely something you can do. I do find it a bit more difficult, but at least it's free because Substance Painter is paid software and it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So here I can probably save some space if I do it manually, because the Blender by default, it doesn't use like the empty spaces in here. It will consider it this as a square, as a rectangle. So he's not really good at optimizing the UV space. So I can probably make something better like this. Maybe. Actually, I want to keep the proportion, so I want, if I resize them, to select everything together. Like this, and you are going here. Okay, so I'm going to save again and export again in OBJ, selection only, not right material. Okay, and now instead of like recreating and anything, I'm going to hit edit project configuration, and here I can load again my table and it will replace it. But since we change the UV map, we have to rebake the mesh maps. And done. So now it's at least a bit more I don't know, it's not twisted anymore, so it's much better. It's much better. Is it? I want to try something, but I'm not sure about it. So let's try to actually duplicate this and put a black mask to only those, and actually use not the UV projection but the triplanar projection, and then change it to like this. That could be probably best. So let's black mask. Yeah, that's what I thought. The problem with this is this, so we might want to change the 3D projection here. But that could be very tricky. Yeah, that's too approximative, I think. Yeah, no, whatever. I think I like that one anyway. It's kind of adding a nice touch. All right, so that's for the wood. Then I have also created like a smart material myself with the light and shadow. If you actually go to my video on YouTube where I streamed about the birdhouse, I explain in detail how I make my light and shadow material in Substance Painter and how I create smart material. So if you want this specific process, I recommend you to watch it, because this is where I explain it in detail. So there you go. Basically, it uses the curvature generator and the dirt generator. And what it does, it adds some dirt. It's not really obvious on this item because it has barely. So I'm going to disable it because it's kind of useless. But this will add some nice lighting on my edges. I could also try to add some cut in my wood. So this time I would not go overlap but multiply, and I would not use a curvature but maybe UV border, and go the contrast to the end. You can see it here, it's very subtle right now, but it will be more after, like this. So it will create a bit of depth, and then I can actually add some height, like this. And if we go in the normal map, you can see that it will create some smooth detail to it. There. All right. But I do want it only on the top one, not on the legs. So I'm going to add a paint layer, and I'm going to remove completely the legs, because I don't want some funny things on the legs. And that's it. That's basically it, because it's all wood, so we don't have to do anything more. So here I'm going to save. And I'm going to export my texture. So first I'm going to choose the path and the folder where I'm going to export my texture. In here, I'm going to export the normal and the roughness. export. And actually the roughness is probably useless because since I added this, it's probably not work. Maybe I should export the roughness without my override. And then I can bring it back for my texture. And then I'm going to export the 2D view, and that's basically what I have in here. So table export. Now I'm going to go back to my folder. I'm going to open them in Photoshop. I need to open Photoshop first. I'm going to re-import because we made some modification in it. There we go. And here I'm going to open my texture. So I have basically the roughness, the normal, and the diffuse. So the roughness, I'm going to invert it by Ctrl E. I'm going to change the mode to RGB, add a new layer, fill it in blue, multiply it, merge it. Then I'm going to copy the blue channel and reduce the intensity, change the size. And again, if you want the more detailed tutorial about how to do specular map, I really recommend the video that I made that is available on YouTube, where I explain all the steps in very like in all the details, but I'll also explain why I'm doing this, because right now it probably doesn't make sense why I'm using blue and everything. It's just because I got used to it, so I just know. But if you want all the explanation about why I'm doing that and how exactly and what exactly I'm doing, then go watch this video. Same with the normal. There's a tutorial that explains in detail each step. I just made a shortcut in Photoshop so I can go faster. Okay, and same with the size. Basically, I'm just resizing. Thank you, Maxis Matches Your Word, for the I don't know what it's called, the comment, the shout out or anything. Thank you, you're very helpful. You see, you doing all the job of a mod without being a mod. So I could make you a mod if you want. Right, so I can replace now the texture, and that's my favorite moment in the CC creation. It's like when you have this ugly object because it's like the original texture, and you replace it and it fits so perfectly and it's so satisfying, right? A nice feature of Sims 4 Studio is being able to save color palettes. So I have, usually when I'm making a set, I create a new palette, but I have the wood that I now use almost all the time. So basically I can apply the palette to package, and I will have, not only I will have the swatches ready, but those swatches will already be tagged as they should. So that's a very saving some time. So now we can export all the other swatches. So basically I have the black one. Okay, that will be 2. I have the dark brown. I have the orange, kind of orange, kind of red. I have the light one. Sometimes I like making it a bit darker, just a bit. And then I have the white one. White one, same. Sometimes I often change the edge to have something more white and less brown. Yeah. Okay. So now I can select all of them in Photoshop to resize them all. So that's where the shortcuts are coming handy, because basically I'm just hitting F5, 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 and that's it. And now I just have to re-import all my texture. So the orange, the red one, the dark brown one, no, that, yeah, the black one, and the white one. I think the black one is a bit too black. I might want to actually lighter it a bit. Yeah, better. All right, so now we have to replace all the other loads. So first I'm going to remove these two and save this with the mesh cut being 0 to make the table shadow. Then Ctrl Z to go back and bring back my 2 shadow layer. What is it? No, I'm not hitting the right one. All right, and let's reduce the polygons. So I'm going to remove the sharp information so I can see where my seam line are, because you don't want to remove the seam line. So here I could remove this, but then it will actually change the thickness of my furniture. So what I'm going to do before removing it is changing the height of that one. So here I'm going to use the snap and GZ snap, and now I can remove it without having the height changing. Same with that one, GZ snap, so I can remove that one peacefully. Right, I can remove this easily. I can remove this. That will basically create some triangle. Here I can probably remove 1/2. Oops, there. And I think that's enough. That's probably fine. So save as table made. I'm going to remove these two, and this will become 0, and then I can make save as table made shadow. And now we can try to make a low load. So for the low load, I'm going to remove my corners. Edge loop. I could probably completely remove that one as well. I can actually probably create one in the middle so I can remove those 3 safely. Control R to add a ring, and then I remove those 3 ones. Control R, tap tap tap, delete. Control R, tap tap tap, delete. I'm going to remove the foot as well, and here we can reuse the technique that I showed you before. So basically I remove this, my 3D cursor it's at 0, so SZ0, and it will bring back to it. And here we can try removing those as well. Edge loop, 400. I can probably No, I can't because there's the seam line in here. So nope, I can't do that. Nope, nope, nope. Maybe those. Yeah, that will be fine. Save as table low and remove the shadows and 0 and low shadow. Now we can replace everything. So high load, medium load, low load, and the shadows as well. So shadow and medium shadow and low shadow. Low shadow, low shadow. There. Save. Now we have the last detail to change, so that will be the normal map that we created. We need to replace it here. Hydrate, thank you. We're going to replace the roughness as well. But I don't think I saved it. Did I? Or maybe I save it as PSD. Why not? No, I didn't. I didn't export it. Damn it. So I have to redo again. I don't know what happened. VB. Yeah, I'm putting some music. And change the, no, this we already do, the size and save. I love that song. Yeah, this is my favorite. Best band ever. Nope, stable. All right. So now we have the good one. And the last one that we need to destroy are the occluders. So here in the light there will be occluders, and here we don't want that. It's basically more shadows. So basically an item in the Sims have shadow casting by the light. It has drop shadow and it has occluder. So that's a lot of shadows. I don't even have a Windows computer, but it's catchy. You don't have a Windows computer. You are with the enemy. So that's it. I think we changed everything. The last thing that we could actually perfect is the rig slot. By default, I think the EA item tables don't have enough slots. So I like to add them. I like to add more. So I start by deleting everything. Then I will add the med one, so deco med 0. The height is 0.8. I was with the enemy as well, and I loved it. Did you? Did you? Yes, enemy is Mac. I hate Mac. I used, like, my very first computer when I was 8 years old was a Macintosh. So Macintosh were really, really, really old computer. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I had. So I was the star in my school because I was doing all my homework with this. And my teacher was like, oh, how did you do that? Did you go to the office of your mother? It's like, no, that's my computer. So I was like a huge geek already. But that was definitely it, because after that I was a gamer, so I always had a PC, and then I was working in advertising, graphic design and everything, so I always was given, when I was working at companies, I was always given Apples, and I hated them, and I think they're so overpriced for what they actually are giving. Oh, you had an Apple too. My father still has his, and it's still working. So yeah, my father, he's the geek actually, because obviously I was not a geek at 8. It was my father who was one, and who bought me a computer almost every year. So I was very lucky, I think. I had an iMac from 2013 up. It still runs, never had problem. It is not just a button but a game anymore. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. Fresh my year of college, my French instructor found one of those old Macs in the storage cabinet. Oh, the Macintosh one. Because I remember when I was in college, we had the colorful one. I think it was like I think it was actually called iMac. It was like in the 90s. Probably that one. Yeah, those one. We had those at school. They were really good looking. The only problem is like the color was actually the power of it. But they look nice being all different, but actually each color would mean like a different setting, configuration of the computer. So basically when you were going somewhere, they were all the same colors. So that was less fun, because I think they look nice all together, not separately. I wanna use Me Too actually, just for the look. But I was a gamer, and there were no game on Mac, so for me that was like, okay, no. Thank you, Lip is great for your follow. Thank you and welcome in. I love my MacBook. I just don't like the sound it makes when I play Sims 3 of S4. Is it like too hard for him? Maybe? Are you talking about the sound of the engine? I play Sims on this one for the first time at my best friend place. There's so much good memory about this old computer. My elementary school had one of those colorful ones. Yeah, the blue ones. That also the one we had. The fan. Yes, makes sense. I have a laptop fan, and that sort, of helps. Yeah. Definitely. I remember like faking being sick so I could stay home and play Sims. Hopefully my mom doesn't know Twitch, so she doesn't know that. These colorful ones were so cool. She had blue ones too. Yeah, but the problem with juice, and I think my problem with Mac, is like it's all in one, and whatever you break something, you have to replace everything, or your computer is like in repair store for whatever time, I don't know. You're a grown adult. What is she going to do about it? Oh, you don't know my mother. She will find a way. You better get her some treat if she finds out. Yep. Yep. I think she knows. Oops. So here, basically, I'm using the tool, which is so nice, and that only makes it so much better than TSR Workshop. Just for this, just moving the slot around, it makes it so much easier. All right, once more. And once I'm done with this, I'm going to create some small one. And this time I'm going to put it all over the table so we can place whatever we want. You were lucky, Sip. My parents consider computer and video game as evil. Yeah, I do know that I was very lucky about that. We still were now allowed to watch TV, and we didn't have a console for a very long time. Like we had computer because my father was a geek computer, but like all my friends and cousins, they had Game Boys, they had the Saturn, and then the what was the other one, like the Nintendo 64, I think, and PlayStation and all those, and we weren't allowed to have those. So we were still not allowed to watch TV and have like big screen stuff, but yeah, computer we did. And I was very young when I actually so I had the Macintosh when I was 8, but the Macintosh was basically just writing. It has no game or whatever. So it actually was called Clarice Rocks by them. So it's basically the word. So I was only able to do some writing, and also they were like a very, very, very basic paint. But my very first computer PC, I think I was still quite young. I think I was like 12 years old, and I had it like in my room. So it was my personal computer. It was not like the family computer. So I think for this I was very lucky. All right, so I'm going to copy it, and this one I'm going to cut it small. And basically I'm going to put it like in the corner. In here. Yes, that's so nice. I also had like the internet as soon as it was available. So I was playing the first MMORPG that I was playing was called The Forthcoming. It was like something I found on, like I was subscribed to PC Magazine. I think it was Joystick Magazine at that time. And at that time we still had CDs and obviously no internet. So at each issue we had some demo on the CDs, and they were a demo like, if you have this thing called internet, you can play this game because this game is on internet. And that was probably the beginning of the end for me. Kind of spent so many time on MMORPG when I was a teenager. You remember Joystick Magazine? Yeah. Wow, I had a subscription to that. One thing I always wondered when I place slots, when they overlap like those medium slightly do, can you place two objects that use this slot type to each other? You can if you have BB move object on. You can't if you don't, but you can if you have BB move object on, then you can place whenever you want. So many memories. Yeah. Any Club Penguin or Webkins people in here? I think it's depend on which country you're from, because I don't know, dudes, it's probably from your country, but Dreamy Scrap is French, so I'm pretty sure if I'm talking about Picsou magazine or that kind of magazine, she probably know it. Marika. Yeah. Please, American, step forward. So here I'm going to copy, transform, move it to 0.1, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. All right, then I select them all. And now I'm going to completely overlap the, I think it's minus. Yes, and again, And now I have plenty of slots to put a lot of stuff on my table. And I can save, and we're going to try that. Yeah, Picsou and Mickey Magazine were the best. Yeah. All right, so let's take this in game. I'm actually going to put my sugar and milk. So once you open them in game for the first time, you can over the swatches in Build By, and after, when you go back in here, you will have the thumbnail that will appear, so you can add something. So that's the one. So that's the one I created just before my stream. So now I have this, so I can go into modding catalog thumbnail overlay, and then I can choose my picture, which is the one that I prepare especially, and that will add my logo to each swatch in here. And I think the chair should be ready as well. Oops. Yep. So tool, modding, and catalog overlay. There we go. So we can select everything and go in here. And launch the game. That will take some time, I think. I was a real bookworm when I was a kid. Always reading something, so my parents were like, you read way too much and too quickly, we're not going to buy everything. So my best subscription was the library. Me too. And so I think I read like all the like Bibliothèque Verte and Bibliothèque Rose, and also everything that has a horse. I was obsessed with horses when I was smaller. And I also liked the book we were given at school. I actually loved them. So all the French literature. And I was also, my parents were angry because I was reading during the night, so I was not sleeping. I was like hiding under my blanket with like a torchlight. And then I was spotted because, you know, they could see the light. Maybe you should close Substance Painter. That's very true. Very, very true. Thank you. Hello. How's everyone doing? Hi, Simsalabim. Thank you for being here. Welcome. I was absolutely the opposite, so I didn't give any chance to the Library Vet Rose. You didn't? I love them. I think there's I can't remember. I think it's Club des Cinq. I think I really like the Club des Cinq. I think it was the Club des Cinq. It had Stranger Things vibe to it. And then there was this series as well that was kind of horror, that was kind of Stephen King inspired. I think it was Spookville. And same, it was definitely kind of Stranger Things. It was like teenager, suburb America, weird stuff happening. I think it was this. And like new book every 3 months, something like that. But I was same as you, like we used to go to the library, like à la FNAC every Saturday, and we were allowed to have like one book, which was already a lot because we were basically getting one book each week. But for me, it was not enough. I was finishing it too soon. So like when I was 10, they actually built a new library in front of my apartment. So. And this is where I discovered manga, because I didn't know about them and the library had some, and then I discovered something completely new. So after that, I was really into manga for maybe 2 or 3 years. And then it passed. Like, I'm not into manga anymore today, but when I was, I think 11, 12, I was really into manga. And because I was drawing as well, I was trying to draw manga. I wanted to become a cartoonist when I was smaller. I did exactly the same, but with Game Boy that I brought from time to time to my best friend. She was so sad I wasn't allowed to play video games, so each time she could, she makes this thing possible. Oh, she's so nice. That's really nice. My brother actually stole a lot of money from my mother to buy his own Game Boy. And coucou Syboulette. Un petit peu en retard, on a fini. Du coup, là, on est en train de lancer le jeu pour tester l'objet, mais c'est pas grave. Du coup, tu vas voir le résultat. So my brother, he was quite small, but he stole a lot of money and he bought his own Game Boy. And like after a while, my mother was like, but whose Game Boy is that? And he was like, no, but that's my friend Kivun. He like lent it to me and blah, blah, blah. And after a few weeks, my mother was like, but wants your friend, is your friend like maybe wants his Game Boy back? And he was, no, he said it's nice. And so she like make some researches at school, and actually no one was letting him the Game Boy. So she found out that he was stealing some money and he bought it. So at that time, like Game Boys were like really expensive. So he got really in trouble for that. She even considered like bring him to the psychiatrist, like, oh, he's stealing money, blah, blah, blah. And the psychiatrist told my mother, like, you should give them a small allowance so they learn how to, like, they learn the value of money. Because I think my brother was like probably 8-9 years old, so he was probably not knowing that it was a lot and not knowing that it was. But yeah, he should have been like really patient, because it was basically like taking little by little, like in the wallet of my mother. And so yeah, my brother is evil. He's done a lot of bad things when he was a kid. I was golden girl next to him. Right, so this is the new table. So as you can see, I'm hovering this to check the swatches. So I can put my chair that will fit perfectly. You can see that I have many slots, which is super nice. So I can place my milk and in here, and my sugar. I can even probably place it closer if I put BB Move objects on. Hi Carolina, welcome and thank you for your follow. And hi Lady Spartacus, how are you? So patient and discreet for this age. Discreet, it was not that difficult because my parents were working a lot, so they were never home. But patient, yeah. Hi Concombre 33. 33, tu es peut-être de Bordeaux. More slot, less polygon. Yes, I still want to make like a killer sip as an emote, like. New CC looks good. Yeah, thank you. So there we go. New tip. Thank you, Stephanie. This is the creation of the day. We made this very nice table. I might do like a two tile version as well. So you can basically take your tea. You can see that I have a problem with my sugar. When I'm changing the slot, it's small. I think it's because I actually resized it. So there we go. Next step for me is I'm probably going to add a 2-tile room, and I'm probably going to make from the teapot a brewer, so we can have this half functional. Bye bye. Cute set, thank you. Thank you, Siva. Merci. yeah, a bit better banning them. Although I think they are bots anyway. You're good at this. So that's it for the newcomers. Let me show off a little bit with my new set that will be coming out end of the week. I think I really like the green one. This will be so cute as a tea nook. Yeah, that was the idea. So my idea when I started this, I really wanted to make like a functional one with the one that is available in the wedding stories. Hi Princess Blake, thank you for your follow and welcome in. So I wanted to make something functional for, you know, in the wedding stories DLC, there's one here when you can prepare the tea in here and then, but it's too complicated because basically this item works like food. So it's not one item, it's like 7 because you have to make the tray, you have to make the teapot as a prop, you have to make the lid of the teapot as a prop from the teapot, you have to make each drink separately, you have to change and edit the tuning, you have to change and edit each recipe. And I'm not exactly, so that's only in theory. So in application, I had no idea in which order what I was supposed to replace or not. That's too much code editing. So I started yesterday, and this morning I gave up. I said no, that's too complicated. So unfortunately, that is only decor. That's not functional. But I was thinking about making like using the brewer, that one, and use the teapot to make a functional brewer, and that's probably going to be much easier, and at least it's still functional, and Sims can still make tea from it. It's so much work. Hats off to whoever makes CC. Yeah. Well, not all items are like that. Like you can see, we made this very simple table in basically 2 hours today, so that's an easy one. But yeah, sometimes it can get a lot. This bed took me forever, but it's fully animated, and the nice thing about it is like the pillows are draggable in live mode, so you don't have to go like they snap to the bed, so you don't have to like for example, sometimes I use the Sims 3 camera to place my item, you know, because I want it to be special like this, but then I have trouble like putting my pillows on it. But if you're in live mode, it will snap to it. Well, it won't snap with the right rotation, so maybe that's not like this. Yeah, like this. And then you can just drag them and put them back on the floor, and put them back on the bed and put it back on the floor. So that's very nice. Not sure why you repeated it so much work, but yeah. When will this be posted? I don't know if I missed it while cooking earlier. It will actually be posted at the end of the week because I need to do some more testing, especially with the bed, and also because there will be a new one released tomorrow. So I don't want like to release 2 new sets. I'm going to show you the one that I will release tomorrow. I won't save. So tomorrow I made a collaboration with Kate Emerald. I don't know if you know her videos. Our bed has to do because of the sheet animation. So basically there's 2 ways of doing beds. I'm going to show you. Load game, because I built this in my legacy play. So let's go in Brindleton Bay in time for my next generation. Yeah. Yeah, I'm collaborating with Tate. Actually, it started because she posted a tweet asking for triangle windows, and I messaged her like, I can do that if you want, and she said, oh, that would be amazing, because she wanted to make some A-frame house like this. So I suggested to her, like, you make me a shell, and I will create the windows that will go for your shell. So basically it's a set that has many modular window with doors open and closed, and one tile, two tile, and like basically all the heights, so you can create whatever you want. And then you have the big triangle, small triangle, so you can create any shape that you want. The only thing that you have to do, so my set fits, is that you have to create a roof with 19 steps. So basically, she will explain all this in the video, I think. Basically, you create your roof. It needs to be 2 tile wide. And then starting from 0, you have to count 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. And from here, A-frame, it will fit. If you have BB move object, because it doesn't like roof, it will fit. Or you can have the smaller one that will fit in here. Or the roof, and you have also the top piece in here for the roof, basically. It's like at 45 degrees. Maybe she chose the angle, so I'm not sure. The construction look like the architecture of Midsummer. Exactly. They should give us triangle window in the game. Yep. So to answer your question, Simsalabim, before being able to do animated bedding, I used to basically clone a bed and just change the frame. So basically this is EA bed. So I just recolor the mattress, so I don't have to touch the mattress, and I just change the frame. And basically all my old beds are like this. So you can recognize that the mattress is the same, but actually if you look at EM beds, they are all the same. Like, they are really lazy because they are all exactly the same bed. Exactly. They just recolor them. If you take the big one, they are those. Actually, you can check. I checked. They are all, even the new one. This is a new one. It's all the same. So this is what I did before, and this is easy. So basically, you just change the frame, and you can do basic color just in Studio. You do have to get Photoshop, but yeah, you don't have to go in Blender if you're just doing changing the colors. And then my very first animated, I think it was that one. So it's far from being perfect because I was not comfortable with it. So now I'm better, but I made that one. So it's full of things that I now would have fixed. Like, we don't see where. Now I know how to close this. And hi, Party Sims, welcome in. And thank you for your follow. And I have like some triangle. I'm pretty sure this is a bit too high poly as well. And then I got better. And I think my second one was, I don't know which one. Which one was it? Might be that one. This one I actually use the same, you can see. I made that one first, and I think I made that one and I reused the mattress, so I didn't have to redo it. No, that's not that one. That was step 2, having a throw blanket, because I really like having throw blanket on beds. I tried on that one and I had to give up because it was not working. This is how I was doing before. So I was like putting this and then putting this, and then I have, I'm pretty sure I have another throw blanket. So it's really good looking, but not really efficient. I don't even know which side is it. I think it's no. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, like this. Anyway, they are so beautiful and very detailed. Thank you. And so my second one was this one. I also made a single one, I think. Oh, I made that one as well. This one is completely animated as well. And then yeah, that one. That one is animated. And then my last one is my, I think it's like the best I've ever done. Like technically it's probably even better than that one, because I'm pretty sure the animation on that one is not perfect as well. See, I was not able to completely close it. Now I know how to do that. But it's still better than this one because it doesn't have like the crunchy edges. But this one is the best. Stop sleeping. If you don't really care about the animation and just want to have a nice looking decoration, that would be the way to go. Yes. The cat is back. I can't even imagine how you're doing all of this. It's incredible. It's just a lot of practice and a lot of patience, but the fact that it had become my job, thanks to all my patrons, really gave me time to study all this and to improve the technique. So yeah, this one is the best because this is like closing perfectly, and this is not clipping at all. So I'm really proud of that one. Reflection is also nice because it feels like you know, you don't have money to buy the cover. I'm just starting out on making CC, just planning actually for now. So I'm starting with just decorative, no interior object like facing board. That's a very nice way to start. I always say to people, I have a lot of people coming in my Discord asking for help, and you know, it's like the really first item and they try to make something impossible. So I want like a counter, but it has to be that size, with a sink, with a mirror, with light, with this, with that. It's like, won't you start with a table maybe? So yeah, I'm so sorry your prank day was awful. Yeah, what's his name? Sorry, Edward. So starting small is actually pretty good because you get used to each aspect of the CC making, and once you will be comfortable with it, then you can add a little bit more. So in the CC making, I often advise to actually start with recolor, because with recolor you understand how Synth4 Studio work, you understand how UV map works, and then once you have this, you can try maybe modifying some mesh, and then you can try mesh by yourself, but you can make like an easy item like a table because it's basically just square, and you add details, and little by little you learn new trick, you learn new stuff about themes as well, because each item is special and have its own trick and different stuff sometimes. So yeah, little by little, it's completely fine. I didn't make those on my first try. I think it took me like a year and a half before actually making my first animated bed. So that's completely fine. Hey, Sib, I have a question about beds. Do you have top and bunk beds for toddlers and kids? You know, one bed for kids and the other one for toddler with neighbor stories. All my family have new kids, but don't have place in their houses. I have actually never made some functional bunk beds since they create them, because they were quite new. So I never made the functional one. I should probably do next time. But I do have one, the one I remade last time, you know, the one that I killed, the one I killed all the poly. This one is for both, but you can only have one. So no, I haven't done anything with the bunk bed. That's probably some an idea for next time. True, and thanks also to people like you who are always so inspiring. Thank you so much. I'm really glad I can inspire you. But if you're starting in your process and you need help, let me remind you that my Discord has a special channel to help people. So you can come here, ask questions if you're stuck somewhere. Or we can, I was faster. If you're stuck somewhere and you need help, because you know it happens a lot when you start. And when I started, I was so lonely, like there were no places, or at least I didn't knew them, because I was like looking for answers, and sometimes I was finding them after like hours of like Googling, and sometimes I just didn't have any answers. And then I found someone in the TSR community, and then I found Ravashin, and Ravashin helped me a lot with the when I was a baby creator. So yeah, and right now there's so many Discord, because even when I started, Discord was not that much a thing. Like it really increased. I think maybe the pandemic made it grow. But due to last year's like really the CC creation community really grew. Or maybe that was just me not being there. I don't know. Maybe I was just so out of it. I thought like none existed. But there were some stuff that I could not find any tutorial about, and today I found lots of tutorial available. So I'm really glad that people are finally sharing about it, about how to make stuff and not gatekeeping it, because I think this knowledge should be free and accessible to everyone, because it kind of profit to everyone, especially the simmers. And I don't think that it actually creates any, what's the word? Competition between us. Because we have many styles, many different styles, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm all about sharing. Yeah, that's nice. Well, that's it. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for this night table that we made. Next stream will be on Thursday. More CC is always better. I do agree, and I also think that CC making I also been better. Like we help each other a lot. At least there's a few people that help me, and I help some other creators achieving stuff. So I feel that if we all like help each other, then all the average CC quality is better, like making stuff functional and stuff. I love the spirit of Sims community is so cool. Not always, not always, but most are. fortunately. But there are some people that are not in it for the passion. You, for example, yes, Maxismat CC World. Maxismat CC World is making more and more better. How do we say better and better stuff? I'm pretty sure next one will be awesome. Like from what you showed me, it's really good for. Can I say for kitchen? I hate kitchen. It's like if you do that, you can take like 10 levels in one object. It's like if CC making have levels, and one item, like one table is you can XP and have like one level, a chair is one level, transparency it's 2 level. If you do a counter, it's like woo, 10 level. Yeah, level up with this. They're so complicated. Luckily, I've always encountered communities who are super nice and we need to help each other out. Maybe you found the right one then. But yeah, the vast majority of the CC creators are really not. Yeah, kitchens are hard. The counters are really difficult because basically, let me show you. Basically, one counter, like one item, share the same UV with all the other parts. So basically, one item is not one item, it's like 10 items. So you have to make 10 different mesh because you have the corner and you have the ending and you have the outer corner and then you have the ending. And what you don't know is actually when you have a wall, it's an ocean version because you will get a backsplash, I think it's called. So basically one counter is actually 10 objects, but the 10 objects share the exact same texture. So you have to create one and then you have to texture it and then you have to go back to create the other one. So it's like basically puzzling with the pieces of one to create all the other one, and you don't texture them individually. So that's very difficult. And then in kitchen usually you have the oven with have an animated door, the fridge has an animated door, the sink has a cutout, the trash bin you can't change the position of the lid. The others are the corners, yes, they are. I agree. So the first time I made a kitchen, I was like, but then you get used to it. But then you can guess why I've made 2 kitchens since I started making CC in 2 years. I don't like it, but I think I need like maybe 6 months to like get over a work and then I can start again. So I feel like I should be ready soon, I think. But yeah, kitchens are a bit hard, or at least not that hard, but really long compared to other items. They are really long to make. Yeah, that's a lot of work. And I'm talking about the counter, but then you have to make the counter island. So same, it's a counter island, 7 items, I think, 8 items. And then you have to make the cabinet. And it's the same. Basically, the cabinet, you have same. I think we have 7 items with cabinet. So you have the corner, you have the ending, and usually the cabinet has like different pieces. So cabinet is like 7 items with 1 UV map. So, you know, I think I'm not really interested in kitchens. Well, me neither. Welcome to the club. But it's good to know how to do it, and I think it's good to do it at least once so you can see how hard it is. But yeah, it's yeah. I figured kitchen would be hard, but wow, that's more than I thought. I have a whole new respect for creators who make kitchens. Yeah, me too. On TSR especially, some creators like, oh, I made like this 19 item kitchen. They're like, the patience, because it's not that hard. It's just like everything takes so much time, and if you make one mistake, you have to go back and apply the mistake everywhere. It's such a pain in the ass. Okay, so yeah, So yes, please admire kitchen from people because yeah, I don't like making kitchen. Also, the reason I don't like making kitchen it's because I think many talented people made really good looking kitchen. So I only play with my CC, so I don't have that much sauce in kitchen, to be honest, because I have only 2. But I remember when I was using other people CC, I never had trouble like finding any kitchens because there's so many, and usually they're really nice. Like the one from Peacemaker, from Novas, from Ninaev. I think that was my favorite kitchens, and I use them all the time. I never felt I was like not having enough kitchen. Guess that's why I'm not into Blender yet. Well, forget about the kitchen. The table we made was super easy. If you want to rewatch the whole stream, it's super easy. It's really something that you can get. And not even the kitchen we made today. I think the first stream I made, because I was a bit stressed about, being on cam and stuff like that. And I chose like the most easiest table ever. It was really, really easy, but I didn't know how much I was supposed to explain. So my very, very first stream, was it the first? Maybe that was the second one. Which one is it? I don't know. I don't remember. I changed the way I'm. It's not here. Twitch from YouTube. Is it this? Ah, yeah. Pillows, plant, table. Yes, that's the one. So basically, that we made this item. So it's square, 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 square. It's super easy. It's super easy. Our lamps really hard because of the emissive part. Sorry for the main question. No, they're not really hard. You can, yes, first there are streams where I'm making lamp, but basically, let me open one lamp. For example, in my millionaire set when I made, let me think. When was the last time I made one? Do I have one in here? No, I don't. This one I made one, the lantern. Yes. Basically, you make your item in here, and then you go in in vertex paint, and everything that is black won't be illuminated, and everything that is white will be illuminated. So you just have to paint your item to show whatever is illuminated. And to create the light around the lamp, this is a bit difficult to change the value. So what I often recommend is that clone something that has the exact light you want, and that's it. That's why I do all the time. Like changing the size and the position is like really tricky. So just look for the lamp you want, the area you want, and then you create your lamp, and then you paint it to show which one will be, which part will be lighted, and that's it. So yeah, lamps are not difficult. And I made those on stream, so you can watch the process on stream. The lamp though, yeah. Yep. Okay, can we admire it? Yeah, don't look the polygon. It's still fine because I chose for this set to go a bit higher because I really wanted to have like the details of it. But yeah. My best offer yet is drawing endlessly low-key on Procreate. That's fine. You can make paintings as well. It's kind of recoloring. Well, we're talking, but I need to go to bed. I actually started my stream earlier because I really want to get to bed early because I'm an early bird. And doing the stream starting at 10 p.m. was not a good idea. Like those last 2 months, I was completely broken. So yeah, starting from now, streams will start at 9, so I can go to bed earlier. Because I'm an old lady, and after midnight, I become gremlin, and then the day after, it's awful. Merci Sib, I look forward to seeing the whole set. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. See you on Thursday for some playing, building, CISing, relooking, renovating. Oh, you can't be 10 years older than me. I don't know, how old are you? I'm 35. So I'm not old, but in CrossFit, I'm already in the master category. You 22. Well, I'm 13 older than you. Good night, Siva. Good night, Lady Spartacus. Good night, Maxis Sisiwa. I'm going to check just on Twitch if there's someone that we can raid. Well, there's just Kayla that's been doing her Syboulette for 12 days. That's a bit crazy. She's got 400 people, so I don't think she needs some more. But that's crazy though. She's been online for 12 days. That's completely crazy. I don't know how she does it. She barely. I went to see her this afternoon. She barely has voice. She kind of lost her voice completely. I don't know Dr. Ashley. I don't know Dr. Ashley. I don't think rating someone I don't know. Have a good night. Thanks for the amazing stream. Thank you so much. Good night, good night, good night. And see you on Thursday. Bye.